Good afternoon. I applied for the food service manager position in the Falkland Island Company, and today I have a few questions that I have to answer, and I'll start right away. The first question was, tell us about yourself. My name is Fungai Due. I'm a single mom to two amazing daughters. I'm 41 years old and I'm currently living in the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi, to be precise. Question number two was why I would love to join a Falkland Island company and relocate to the Falkland Island. And personally, I'm someone who loves exposure. I'm someone who loves to keep learning. And at this stage of my life, having 9 years in the Middle East, I feel it's time for more exposure to strengthen my career. And Falkland Island ticked all the boxes: the safety, the Christianity background, the steady economy. Falkland Island Company cares for its staff, for its employees. They make sure they keep learning, they keep growing, and it's a small community. And it's a place where I feel I will grow. It's a place where I feel my children will also be safe. And that's why I chose the Falkland Island. I did my homework and it came up to be my number one. Question number three is management styles. And for me, communication, teamwork, and respect go a long way. When you communicate clearly with your staff, tell them about your vision, tell them about your goals, have those daily briefings, give handovers, what happened in the morning shift. You update the evening shift. When you're talking in the briefings, hear the suggestions, hear what they think can help them to exceed better, what they want the company to assist them with. You are more of an intermediate between the staff and the upper management, so you really need to listen. And this is not really just mainly because of the staff. Even with the upper management, sometimes you have to end up like, you know what, guys, my staff are requesting ABCD, and honestly speaking, for the floor, it does work. We've tried it and it's working. And you also need to have the teamwork. You don't necessarily have to be telling staff, do this, do that. When it's busy operations, be found on that flow with them. Like you are the train, like the head of the train. You are pushing them. Let's go together, guys. We can do that. At the end of the shift, well done, guys. Thank you. This was great. We did a great job. Our sales today are like this. We exceeded our target. Of course, maybe you have a target from the company, but you should also have your own target with your team. You know what, guys? Oh, this is our target. We've reached our target, but let's exceed. They'll do it nicely with you if you are communicating well, and if you're working with them as a team, and if there is respect. Staff, and not just stuff, really. You need to understand that it goes a long way to say please and to say thank you. You know, one comes and say, you know what, my manager actually did say thank you. It's a beautiful feeling, and you don't have to give a deaf ear. You need to listen to them. No matter how small it is, you might actually learn something. No matter how small it is, it might actually improve something on your service team. So communication, teamwork, and respect for me. Question number four is how you will handle a complaint on food quality or service. And for me, if it's coming from a customer, you need to understand the complaint. You need to really listen so you understand, of course, and apologize. In my experience, if it's food, really, usually most people tell you, I've lost my appetite. So in most cases, you end up giving that meal complimentary. You totally remove it from their bill. Or if they do ask for another meal, you might give a discount depending on the depth of the complaint, or you might give it complimentary. If they'd already lost their appetite, ma'am, when you come back next time, a meal is on us. That goes also a long way. And after that, it doesn't end there. You now have to go to your kitchen team. If it was food quality, check your date labels. Are they practicing the FIFO, first in, first out? Is it the supplier quality? Do we need to change the supplier? Is it just negligence from our staff? Do they need more trainings? And you look into all those things and see how best you can change this, because You don't want to keep having the same quality problems. And you now go to service. If it's service, is it personal hygiene? Is it negligence? Is it more training? And you also look at the depth of the complaint, what was really happening. If it has to be more trainings to be given to the staff, then you have to do it immediately. And you need to also have disciplinary action, again depending on what the complaint was all about. So it really depends what the complaint was really about. Is it something you can just say, okay, I apologize, or it's something that is really deep that can actually get you in problems? So you need to stop such complaints immediately. So as a manager, you need to immediately look into it and solve it, especially food quality. It might get into food poisoning, and we wouldn't want that. Question number 5 is on how you would ensure compliance on food health and safety regulations. And I feel staff should always have trainings. We should train our staff the first in, first out. We should train our staff to always be happy to work in a clean environment. We should train our staff to have a track record even of their pest control. We should train our staff to have a proper way of organizing their kitchen. You should not struggle. You want to look for salt, you're looking for it everywhere. It should be organized and should be labeled. There should be proper labeling of food, proper packaging, and for the front of house there should be proper trainings. They should know the allergies of certain types of food. If I tell you I need a salad but I don't want nuts in it, you would not suggest anything at all that has nuts. If I tell you I'm allergic to even tomato, you should not suggest anything to me that has tomatoes. So this comes, when it comes to food health and safety regulations, it comes with trainings, it comes with knowledge as well. And this knowledge, you will not get it if the company is not providing such trainings. So I feel we should also have like internal trainings. We should have internal spot checks, and you should always check, correct things before they get out of hand. Have a track record of your pest control, your grease trap, things like that. And it really helps to have much better service and a much safer and cleaner working environment. Question number 6 is on how you would ensure customer service improvement, and this is such an interesting topic. I've always encouraged staff to make sure customers feel at home. I've seen customers who come back just basically because they love the service or they love the warm welcome that they get. It's Father's Day maybe next week. What have we posted on our social media? We should have a vision for our customers, because they are the one who are making the business grow, of course, with the team who's giving amazing service. So you need to have loyalty programs. You need to recognize them. You need to hear them. When you're taking an order, maybe a customer can give a suggestion. There's something, of course, you don't agree immediately on the table, because you have to also look into it. Well, why don't you have ABCD? You know what? It's a brilliant idea. We'll look into it, and definitely I'm sure we can do something about it. Listen to your customers, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are coming, and they are the ones who are making the business grow. And usually we think it's social media. It's usually also word of mouth. I might have a tourist coming to our restaurant. I always used to challenge staff, if it's a first time visit in our restaurant, I need to get a review, guys. I need them to have the most amazing experience ever. And how do we do this? This is when you, as a leader, you make sure your staff are well trained, they have menu knowledge, they have good attitude, and they enjoy what they are doing. Question number 7 has to do with a co-worker witnessing another co-worker stealing. To me, stealing is stealing, really. I usually feel like disciplinary action should really be taken, because our working environment is like our second home. So this place should be very safe. Staff should learn to be honest. If they need anything, they should ask for it. And the most embarrassing part is when you steal from a guest. Customers should never ever feel not safe in our restaurant, it is really embarrassing. And if it's stealing from the company again, this is where the honesty comes. There's nothing wrong, ma'am. I really felt like I need this. Can I please have, if I have the power to give it to you, and if it's not affecting the business, 100% I'll give you. I feel such incidents need to be reported immediately to, as a manager, if I have someone I'm reporting to, if there's an operations manager, or to the human resources department. Action really needs to be taken. This person needs to be maybe suspension or immediate termination, depending on the depth of the situation. And they also need to be set down and be told the consequences of their action. Question number 8 is how you would handle a staff who's underperforming. And in my experience, really, it depends. Are you giving the staff enough training when you hire them? Are you sitting down with your staff? Are you giving staff evaluation? What's your grace period? And these things, you need to have like a track record. When you do your staff evaluations, you see how they are performing. Give trainings from time to time. Sit them down. If it's really that bad, sit them down, ask them what challenges are they facing, because sometimes it could actually be personal problems do affect staff at work. Some don't know how to differentiate their personal problems to their career, so you need to also give a bit of counseling if you can. And if it's something that's now getting out of hand, you've spoken, you've tried all the trainings, and they don't seem to be that motivated, or it has to do, in most cases, maybe it's underperformance because they don't feel welcome with the other team. You will know how to handle it once you know exactly what is the problem. But if it's something that's now getting out of hand, you might have to communicate with the human resources, because anything that has to delay the operations, anything that's affecting operations, at the end of the day, we are pushing on having better service. So with such performances, we might have to let you go if we've tried every other angle to see how we can help you and it's still not working. Question number 9 is on how you deal with a staff who is constantly late for duty. And you need to sit with the staff. You need to understand them. You need to know, where is this coming from? Are they not getting enough rest? Is it the work? Is it too much? Is it a personal problem? It's really complicated sometimes, because staff can try to be smart with you, and at the same time also, as a manager, you need to know that yes, I understand people have personal problems, but you don't bring them to work unless it's that serious. And of course, we are human, we do understand our stuff. But if it's something I've set you down, spoken to you about it, and I now don't see how I can help you from my end, I have to also inform the human resources and inform them what I've done about it. Have I spoken to you? Have I tried to help you in any way? And if it's still not working, it's affecting operations. So as sad as it is, we might have to let you go if we have to. And disciplinary action is always taken when it's something that is affecting the business. Question number 10 is on how you resolve workplace bullying and harassment. This is an area that I have personally experienced. I had staff who physically fought at work because the other one felt the other party was not respecting them. So in my experience, you sit them down, of course, with immediate disciplinary action, because it's disrespect to fight at your work of place. There's always a better way to do it. If you feel like you're such a big boy or a big girl, you can bully others, we need to sit you down. Because usually, in my experience, a bully is also a coward. Really, they do that to gain self-confidence. And if it's something that's gonna affect operations, of which it definitely will, definitely we don't need you. And if it calls for suspension, if it calls for termination, it's entirely on the depth of the bullying or the harassment, because you need to understand the person who's being bullied is actually now performing less because of these actions. So we need to protect the staff. and we need to make sure everyone is treated equally and everyone is happy at work. To my best knowledge, I should have a team that I know, you know what, they watch out for each other, not go against each other. So in this situation, I would definitely sit both parties down, understand how it started and why it's happening, and if it's something that's getting out of control and we cannot handle it, definitely there should be some disciplinary action to be taken. Question number 11: how do you motivate your staff during tough times? Tough times are rather sensitive because it depends. How tough is this time? Is it at work? Is it personal? Probably if it's personal, maybe you've lost a loved one, your immediate family, of course we can give you a few days to rest at home and grieve. And if it's something that has to do with work, in terms of maybe we're short staffed, this is where I come in and show you guys, you know what, we are having those long hours together. Try to have fun at work, as tough as it is. Try to thank them, even after the guys, I know today was tough, but I want to thank you all for your hard work and I appreciate it. If you have maybe a budget from your upper management, once in a while, you know, it was such a tough operations, we were short staffed, you can approach your upper management, guys, my team has been doing so well, would it be nice if we have a team building? Would it be nice if we appreciate them? Would it be nice if we have like employee of the month? Would it be nice if we give something for those who have been upselling and who have been constantly doing well without lacking? So you have to think ahead for them and see the situation and see how best you can make them feel appreciated. And as tough as it is, they want to keep pushing more because they are feeling like, you know what, we have someone who hears us, we have someone who supports us, and you are with them every step of the way. Question number 12 is what kind of environment would you like to work in? I love to work in environments where there is amazing communication, where stuff are heard, where ideas are put into place, even if they don't really work, but it's something you look into, where there's teamwork, where there is respect, and where there is love. Challenges come and you face them together as a team. Question number 13 is on how I've had a conflict, a challenge, or a problem at work and how I solved it. It was during the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic situation. I had almost half of my staff tested positive, and we were really short staffed and it was crazy busy. I think I ended up even working as good as 24 hours. I had to be there to support my staff, to tell them, you know what, it's okay. And we didn't have just one branch, and I had to also like call the other managers, and if they're not very busy, if they can give me stuff to support me. And I got that, and which was really good. That's how I solved it. I would check my schedule every day, check how many staff I have, call the other two branches, and we see how to handle it. They would send me stuff. Sometimes I'd get one, sometimes I'd get two, but it will still add up. It was better than nothing. So such situation, I felt like I could think ahead, and being a good team player, the other managers were willing to help me to solve this. Even when they could not send me stuff, they would personally come, you know what, Fungai, I don't have stuff, but you know what, I'll be done my shift in like 2 hours, I'll be there to assist you. Question number 14 is on the achievements or accomplishments I've made that are related to this role, and I would like to say I have a lot. I'll just say a few. Initially, I am now well known for customer service training in Abu Dhabi. Whenever a restaurant is suffering from customer service, they call me to train their staff. Usually it takes like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And even when I go back, because I always go back to try and review, it's still the same. There are certain sequence of service that I've implemented specifically at Barry's restaurant. And when I go back, they still have the same. There are some certain languages. I'm also part of menu development. When I go to a place, I like, oh guys, why don't you think we try this and that? and it has been working. So I feel like I've really made a name for myself on the F&B industry, and I have encouraged so many staff. Even when I go to a place, I find a staff who feels like they're not really good, they look down upon themselves. By the time I leave that place, they are one of the best. They just needed someone to believe in them, someone to push them, someone to guide them, and someone to hear them out. So I feel like that's such a good thing, to encourage people, to motivate people to do better. Now we come to question number 15, which is the last question: why I quit or why I want to leave and relocate. Honestly, it goes back to question number 2. I am looking for exposure. I want to advance my F&B knowledge. Now I have the Middle East F&B knowledge, their culture, and it has been an amazing journey. And I even spoke to my current boss about it, and they've been actually supportive about it. Like, you know what, I think you can do this. Why don't you go and see what you find there? So I'm not quitting. I actually am looking for a bigger challenge. I'm also looking for a more exposure and gain more knowledge, and that's where I am coming from. So it's not that I'm quitting, it's not that I'm not enjoying it, it's just that I feel like I need to spread my wings. Thank you so much. This comes to the end of my questions for the video interview, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.